Hello everybody, Leo here with the Cohen Group Northwest, and wanted to create a video, and this is, I'm in real estate, so more specifically to real estate agents, but also very applicable to entrepreneurs that are trying to figure out a way to kind of harness that up and down the roller coaster that we sometimes get in with the economy, pushing and pulling, and rates up, and inflation up, and this costing more, and that costing more, and things slowing, consumer pricing, and motivation going down and up. So all of these things affect all of us if we're entrepreneurs and whatnot. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was calendar. So the first thing, pretty straightforward. If you're an entrepreneur or especially a real estate agent, you don't really have a calendar, right? You're kind of making your own calendar. And so what I've found to be the most helpful thing over 10 years has been to really just live by my calendar. If it's not in there, doesn't exist, and make sure that it's in there if it's important or it needs to get done. Color coding has been really important for me too. So, and I'm talking about showing up. I'm going to show up to the office unless there's something really important. Like on Fridays, I'm at home because I'm watching my kid, my baby. But on any other day, I'm here at 8:30 and treating it like a normal job. So even though it feels like you have this like wide open world, I try to treat it like a 9 to 5 job. Obviously 8 to 4, and you can leave a little bit early if you get stuff done. But that's kind of the biggest thing for me is like, even when things get slower, still just showing up every day, like treating it just as if it's the same job every single day, following a calendar, making sure that you're doing things consistently. So that's really important because it's easy to go, oh, well, nothing's happening today, so I'm just going to go do whatever. And I'm not saying don't take time off, but I typically plan personal time ahead of time just so it's in there, and then work can kind of work itself around there. But just treating it like any other job, and that's the way to make it consistent. So that's kind of step one. And then what I've noticed is if like in my calendar, color coding, there's specific colors for things that are money-making activities versus like education or team-oriented stuff or personal stuff, whatever it may be. And so if I notice that my week is pretty light with money-making activities, then my goal is that week to make the next week a little heavier with that. So increase the amount of green in my calendar, and then also that remaining week, while there's not as much, my focus is going to be on creating content, reaching out to past clients, sending videos, doing stuff like this, meeting with my team additionally to see if there's anything that they specifically need from me, just things like that. So there always is something you can do, and that doesn't mean that you should necessarily just not unplug and do nothing, because that's also really good for your brain. But I'm just saying there's always something that you can do to move the business forward, even if it's one step. So that's kind of the most important thing there. I think a lot of it just has to do with mindset. I started at the end of the recession, or kind of the middle end of the recession, the Great Recession, went through all of these markets, COVID, now, all of these things. And one of the things that I just wanted to encourage everybody about with mindset is that if you just show up and keep just moving one thing forward every single day. We don't have to move a mountain every single day, but just moving one or two things forward. And if you feel like crap and you show up and you're just not really feeling 100%, if you can get one or two things, that even small things done every single day, it's still better than, in my opinion, 75% of the people out there that maybe just go, I'm not going to move anything forward today. Just going to try to get one or two. If you can get 3 things done, awesome, but you don't need to get 10 things done. You don't need to always do that. So that's kind of the mentality that I have is after seeing enough cycles where you start to realize, wow, it all compounds. I mean, but we have this tendency as humans to, if we don't accomplish something massive that day, that we're failing at life. And it's not that way. I mean, it really compounds. Even if you did 1 or 2 little things every single day over the course of a year or 2 years, I mean, those things really add up. So calendar, I color code mine. It helps me just look at it briefly before I go to bed, right when I wake up, and I go, cool, okay, I have an idea of what I'm doing today, kind of the general outline of what's going to happen that day. And then just being really consistent about showing up, right? Take time, but also the people that I've seen be really successful in this business and in any business really are the ones that show up and do, in my opinion, the unsexy stuff, which is not the constantly, out there doing something. It's they're at the office. They're moving something the buck forward one step at a time, and that really compounds. And it also doesn't lead to burnout. I think that's another piece. Is if you're consistent with your time on and time off, you can really handle burnout, in my opinion, because I've burned out multiple times. So anyways, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to be trying to post more of these videos. This is kind of more in the mindset category than in the real estate specific category. So if you guys have questions or just want to grab a beer or connect or talk more about this type of thing or want to see more content like this, I'm happy to post that. But also, I might run out of topics. So if anyone wants me to talk about something like that, let me know. You can follow the series on LinkedIn. I'll keep posting on LinkedIn. It'll be on YouTube as well. And also our Instagram, Cohen Group NW, and my own personal Instagram is Leonardo Snaprio, I think is what it is. Real funny. So anyways, hope this was a useful video, and I'm happy to elaborate or expand on any of these topics.